Dear students of academics and competitive exams of English, we welcome you in our lecture 2 part 2. Our topic is simple sentence. Students, we will learn simple sentence and we will learn synthesis by using preposition with gerund or noun. We have already learned in lecture 2 part 1 how to use preposition with gerund. In this lecture especially, we are going to learn how we can change adjective into noun and verb into noun, because when we combine two or more sentences into a simple sentence, then we face verbs. Students, let's begin with this example number 1 and we will understand all these things whatever I have spoken. Let's understand. Sentence number 1, question number 1 is given in 3 different sentences, 3 different full stops in form of ABC. In A, the sentence is he fainted. In B, the sentence is he heard the news. And in sentence C, his father died. In this way, we have verb 1 fainted, verb 2 heard, and verb 3 died. We are going to combine this into one simple sentence, and one simple sentence means only one verb. Now we have 2 extra verbs and we have to change these 2 verbs either in gerund or in noun. Now let's think what to do. He fainted, he heard the news, and it is a quick action, and I have already told you in our previous lectures that we use on as a preposition when there is a sudden incident, when there is a quick action. Then I did on hearing the news, hearing a gerund, on is preposition, on hearing the news of his father's death. I changed died into death. Okay. In the single this one sentence I use gerund and the noun as well. In this way we came to know in simple sentence we can use gerund, we can use noun one time, 2 times, 3 times. You can use according to your requirement. The counting is not mandatory. Now our answer is on hearing the news of his father's death, he fainted. There is only one main verb left, fainted. In this way we can say this is a simple sentence. And 2 verbs, heard is changed into hearing and died is changed into death. There is no second verb other than fainted. Now let's have a look on these charts that is called nominalization. When we change one parts of a speech into other, that is called nominalization. In this chart, adjective is given sick, wise, clean, certain, and we change all these adjectives into noun. Sick into sickness, wise into wisdom, clean into cleanliness, certain into certainty. Arrive, arrival, died, death, wrote, writer, decide, decision, admire, admiration. Verb and noun. Suffocated, suffocation, agreed, agreement, wished, wish, worked, work. Some verbs and noun are the same. Cleared, clearance, ended, the end, helped, help, failed, failure. Now we are going to apply 1 or 2 words from here into our example number 2, 3 and 4. Now our example is the sun rose, his journey didn't end. Now the sun rose, his journey didn't end. Now the answer is the sun rose before the end of his journey. We are going just to take the sense of both the sentences. We are not going just add any preposition or any conjunction. Now we have 2 verbs in sentence A. The verb is rose. In second sentence the verb is not end, and here is verb. And we will change this end into noun, and noun will remain the same in form of end. The sun rose before the end of his journey. Here you can notice before written in red color is preposition and the word the end is noun here. In this way we can say that we have combined the sentence into simple sentence because there is one verb rose only. Let's begin with sentence number 3. First part is he bought his watch, he paid 500 rupees. Now our combination is our combined sentence is he bought his watch for 500 rupees. Whenever we pay something, we write for a preposition and then sum that we have already paid. In this way, for his preposition 500 rupees is a noun, and that's why we can say this is a simple sentence, because in this sentence we have only one subject he and one predicate bought his watch. Simply we have only one main verb bought here. That's why it is simple sentence, and we created this sentence by using preposition and noun. And in the last example of this lecture, students, he failed many times. Second part is he still hopes to succeed. He still hopes to succeed. There is a contrast in the two sentences. That's why I use preposition in spite of, because this preposition phrase suits to the sense of these two sentences, because there is a contradictory statement. In spite of many failures, the verb was failed, and I changed this verb failed into failure in form of noun. Now I applied preposition in spite of, and the verb failed is changed into many failures. In this way we can say preposition plus noun. In spite of many failures, he hopes to succeed. Students, I hope you have gone through this lecture very well, and you will keep benefits from this lecture. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe this YouTube channel, RSC Classes of English Language. Keep on watching and get yourself updated with literature and grammar. Thanks.